Hey, folks, I'm Matt Major from Growth Mode Content. Welcome to Good News York.
And
this is a fun day.
This is a very chock-filled day.
I'm gonna avoid the bad jokes today and just ask you, who are you, sir?
Oh, wow, what a change of pace. My name is Mike Brindisi. Welcome to Good News York, sponsored by Ads on the Go.
Yes.
And it's Tuesday Newsday, but more importantly,
Is it really Tuesday?
It is Tuesday.
I genuinely didn't know that.
Matt, you really don't know that.
I did.
That's not an act. I know.
Literally look at my
never
watch
did.
multiple times a day.
We have a very special guest who looks like he could choke us out in about 3.2 seconds.
From across the table, I'm
Not even next to us.
Right.
Like right where he's sitting.
Yeah.
Let's introduce him.
Go ahead. My friend Carlos here. Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Carlos Tierney, here from Syracuse, New York. I own Champions Martial Arts and Great Kids After School and Summer Camp programs, and I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you, man.
Thank you.
Carlos is one of my good buddies. We were saying before the recording began, he's a fellow Profound member. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what, one of the things that's been great about that organization, it's been nothing but phenomenal people, but I've really enjoyed getting to know you in that group. Yes. Because what I've seen you do is what I believe is sort of your mantra in business, which is look for ways to grow in yourself while helping others try to grow.
Absolutely.
And if you wouldn't mind, take a few minutes and just tell us about your business a little bit and how you got here.
Yeah, so I've been in martial arts since 1983, so a very long time. I opened my own business about 15 years ago as far as our martial arts business. So we've been serving families in the community for the last 15 years. It's been awesome. It's been great for me as well as my family, my kids, and just the community as well. So then about 9 years ago, we decided to go into the after-school summer camp space, that it was one of those things that we felt like parents needed, and we could provide an environment for the kids that can be safe, they can learn, they can have social connections, things like that. So I kind of took what we did in martial arts and just expanded to a different market of people that could use the benefits that we provide in martial arts. So that's kind of how we got started. And then again, as my growth continued, it was always kind of trying to find ways to kind of continue to grow myself. I didn't go to college, so this was kind of like me investing in myself in the space that I wanted to grow in. Sure. And then that was me kind of using that to help grow myself as well as our programs and the impact of our programs.
That's incredible. Mm-hmm. You mentioned you got your start back in the early 80s.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. What did you do in the early days?
So my uncle owned Tearney's Martial Arts. It was actually called Purple Dragons in the beginning. Then it became Tearney's Martial Arts. So again, I started back then with him. He's my mom's brother, so kind of got me in. Mom kind of wanted to get me kind of out of the trouble areas that we were in, so she kind of put me in martial arts, and my uncle took me under his wing for a few years and helped me kind of grow, just understanding martial arts and what it was. And then during that space is when I really started teaching and helping other people, and I found it to be like my real passion.
Wow.
So I've been teaching martial arts since I was about 12 years old, and it's just always been something I enjoy doing. Like I love using my influence and my impact, seeing someone else grow from that. So that's kind of been always been a mission for me in a space I always wanted to be in. So that's kind of how we got started. I've had the opportunity to compete, travel the world fighting as a competitor.
Wow.
Won 11 world titles, fought on a television program ran by Chuck Norris for 2 years.
Hey.
So yeah, I had a good run. I was on a fully sponsored team. Took me different countries, different places and stuff. So it was a good run, good ride. And now I'm to the point now where I can kind of share some of those journeys and share some of the things I've learned along the way with our students and with our members.
So you zoom past that incredible.
We heard
a number of incredible details there.
Matt heard nothing but Chuck Norris. That was it.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, our man Danny Tripod over here did a little research.
Oh,
we have a little gift for you.
Oh, let's go! Yes,
this is awesome. The season of Chuck Norris Presents WCL World Combat League. This is the season apparently that you were on. So
yes,
you were on this
let's go.
DVD.
Let's go. Thank you, Danny.
Danny, good work.
It's our gift to you.
Connects. Good work,
nice.
my friend.
Yes. This is one of my best friends right here too, Raymond Daniels.
Really?
Yeah, he fought in Bellator. He fought. He's done a lot of he's like a human highlight reel. If you look him up, Raymond Daniels is incredible, but he's like one of my very best friends. So part of the World Combat League, they brought him in, and they were looking for other fighters that kind of matched some of his inkling of what he did in the ring. And he obviously brought me over, brought a couple other guys over as well. But like he and I have been like best friends for the last probably 23 years.
Wow.
4 years. So we've known each other for a very long time. So yeah, it's really good. Danny, good job. Good
Yeah, in the
stuff, buddy.
future, I think we need to give out DVD players with the DVDs because I don't think no one owns one anymore.
I got one. I got one hidden away somewhere.
It happens to me all the time. People be like, check out this DVD. I'm like, where? Where am I going to spin it on my finger?
Yeah.
No, that's great. I love
I fought in a New York Clash, which was really cool. We
Wow.
debuted in Houston, and had a fight in Houston. We had a fight at it was at one of the stadiums in Houston. I can't remember what it was, but it's like a big stadium now. And then we did the Mohegan Sun, and then we fought down in Miami. Like it was actually a really, really good run. So it was a fun time.
That's
so I
incredible.
did 2 seasons of this. It was on television, so it was on the Versus kind of back in the day. So it was kind of like came out like around the time UFC was becoming UFC.
I see.
And they are trying to give a different look, right? More stand-up fighting, not so much ground. And they changed the ring. The octagon ring was a little bit different than how they had their ring. And the rules were different. It's all full contact kickboxing style fighting, but it was a team base, which is actually really cool. So like you'll go out and win points for your team, and at the end, whichever team had the most points is how you won. So it wasn't necessarily like you individually. It was about the team accomplishment too.
I remember it
incredible.
was like 1997, 98, and we used to go to this one kid. His parents would buy all the pay-per-views, whether it was wrestling or UFC, which it wasn't called UFC then, I don't think. But kind of the allure back then was you would have a traditional wrestler versus a kickboxer or a karate specialist versus jiu-jitsu.
And they're literally in those type of uniforms. Like,
You're
like
right.
Wrestlers are wrestlers. The other guy karate
And
karate uniform.
it was such a cool idea. And then the sport, correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like now it's evolved where everybody, I guess that's why they call it mixed martial arts. It's a little bit of everything. It's a little
absolutely.
wrestling, a little jiu-jitsu, right?
Yes.
Is that kind of...
So it's phenomenal because I feel like that's kind of how the world has shifted, right? So everything is more of a modern style now as opposed to what the traditional base was, right? So when you're able to shift to that modern style, it does make it more of a mixed martial arts presentation or mixed martial arts system that people are learning. So they're doing Muay Thai, they're doing grappling, they're doing, some people are doing Salat, some other type of systems that kind of help with footwork, angles, things like that. So you do find a more blend as opposed to when, like you said, when it first came out, you had the big, Dan Severn, the big guy, and then like the other guy in a karate uniform. And then Royce Gracie came in and he started choking everybody out. It's like, everybody's jiu-jitsu now.
Exactly.
Right? And then the jiu-jitsu guys come out, they start getting knocked out by the boxers, kickboxers. Now like, I'm gonna do some boxing now. So now why don't we just do a little bit of everything?
That's it.
Right, to give me a more well-rounded competitor and fighter.
So when you're training people, are you training different elements from jiu-jitsu, karate?
Yeah, yep. So it's so I would say myself, my base when I first originally started was more traditional, right? More of a traditional Okinawan system, kind of like the old school Karate Kid. Like that was like the Master Miyagi would have been the system that we teach comes under the Master Miyagi back in the day.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
Wax on, wax off.
baby.
And it's funny because there's they would do forms and stuff in that movie, and there are actually forms in the system that we were learning back at that time.
That's awesome.
But as I grew as a martial artist, you said always trying to grow and expand myself. As I grew as a martial artist, I got more into more of the combative self-defense, striking, more of the grappling, jiu-jitsu, things like nature, Muay Thai, things like that. So with that, I've been able to kind of blend a system that I feel is more universal for what society is today.
Yeah.
Right, and not just geared towards the ring itself, because even in the ring you have rules as well,
Sure.
right, as to what you can and what you can't do. And unfortunately, in society, there is no rules per se. So you got to be able to survive the moments that you're in. So that's kind of more of the base that we kind of shifted to in our martial arts system. And I feel it's been good. It gives the confidence, right? But it's also a fun learning opportunity for people too. But it gives you the confidence that if you ever had to run into a situation, at least you have a better chance of getting out of it, as opposed to maybe some of the old traditional ways.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Do you do anything today with competition? Do you coach or anything like that in the competitive realm? Or
So ironically, I haven't. I kind of stepped away from this competition probably like 5 years ago, 5, 6 years ago. I kind of stepped away from it. My son, who just turned 20 last week, is kind of taking an interest of wanting to compete now.
Oh wow!
So it's been fun, it's kind of like triggering that little spark in me again, So I'm excited for him to want to take on that journey. It is a journey, so I have to let him know that Dad was actually pretty good, but it was a process I had to go through to get there. Right? You don't just jump there. So he's just kind of starting his process now, and then as he goes through the process, he will be able to figure out if it's what he really wants to do long term. right? Because, it is, I've done it for a very long time at a pretty high level, but there's a commitment that takes to it too.
Yeah.
So he's got to be wanting to take that type of approach to it if that's what he wants to do.
You just can't just half-ass martial art. Like, I'll
Right.
just dabble in it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You gotta commit mentally and physically.
That's for sure. Something I love to talk to with people that have been in a particular industry for a long time is just how has it changed, and how do you feel about the state of the sports, whether it's the competitive nature or whether it's even sort of the martial arts studios that you find in local towns?
That is a great question. So I'm never one to speak of anyone not good, any good. And I just don't feel that's a good place for that. I feel that person that's looking for a martial arts program, you first have to understand why you're looking for that program, right? What is it that you want to gain from it from yourself? Is it confidence? Is it self-defense? Is it fitness? Those type of things. That's what you have to look for. And then when you go into the space and you find what you're looking for, how is it serving you, right? So is it serving the purpose that you need in your life? If it's serving the purpose that you need in your life, I don't feel there's any bad martial arts. Again, for me, I look at it from a space of how is it going to help me in a situation, right? I look at it kind of like insurance, right? We all have insurance just in case something happens.
Sure.
So when you go into martial arts, you want to have some teaching and some systems that just in case something happens, I have a better chance of surviving it or getting myself to a safer place.
Sure.
So as far as how I look at martial arts and martial arts in general, as long as the martial arts has that type of aspect to it, and sometimes people can't see it with their own naked eye, right? So you watch something on the video and you're kind of like, maybe that won't work, or I don't see that happening. That's probably because you're just looking at it from a different view and you didn't understand how the situation was presented to the public per se, right? Because most time when you're doing self-defense, it is what you call artificial situation. So you're trying to create it as real as you possibly can, but you can never really create the real feeling of being attacked by somebody. The only way that you can get that is sometimes through competition, right? So like the UFC, Muay Thai, the grappling, those type of things. Yep. When you have those things mixed in, it does give you the ability to kind of have that back and forth against another person. Now you really got to figure it out. So that's why I do like if you are in a system of martial arts, you have the ability to go out and compete in whatever that system is, whether it be karate, whether it be Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, whatever. You have the ability to go against another person because if you're just in the classroom training and you never actually go test the skills, not in a real situation, still artificial because it's not like to the death or anything like that. But you get to have the understanding of how to read people, how bodies work, things like that, measuring distance, timing, things of that nature. So you do kind of need that level of competition per se.
Yeah. Sure.
So I think it's a whole, when you ask the original questions like, how do I see it? I see it as a needed thing that I think people should have, just as something to have, like I said, insurance. And then what is the purpose behind it? And what is the effectiveness behind it? Right? Can you make it be effective? And I think that's important.
It's fun. On that is one thing I've learned and noticed over the last few years, particularly the last few months. We have another a client. We shoot his podcast, Impact My Life. Yep. His name's Jason Nolan.
He knows Jason.
You know Jason.
Yeah,
Great.
I've known Jason for a very long time. So, Jason's a phenomenal martial artist and person.
He is, and we love him. And when you hear him speak, right? And you have the same thing. He's just very well spoken, very disciplined in his ways. I'm a guy that's been in and out of therapy for decades, right? And it's like you can spot when someone has a really healthy mind and is kind of speaking that therapy speak. And I found that more than physical, I think the benefits in martial arts are almost more mental. Would you agree with that? There's a huge mental aspect.
Absolutely.
It's a discipline that I can hear when you speak.
Absolutely.
And I think it's amazing.
So, a lot of people when they think of martial arts, right? They think of the punching, the kicking, they think of the discipline that you learn, the focus, things of that nature. But there is a whole other element that comes around it, and that's where you said it's more of the mental.
Yeah.
Right? How does it affect your mental being, right? And that being your social, how you socially interact with people, emotionally, how you deal with things, right? It does help you in so many different ways than just the punching and kicking or the basic things. People with confidence, discipline, respect, that all comes with it, but it's so much more behind it as far as what you gain as being in martial arts, the mental side of it, how it helps you understand, perseverance and how not to give up, how to face things, how to deal with emotions and things of that nature, because you're in that space all the time. You got someone kind of coming at you, got to respond in those spaces, right? So how do I take that, and this is another great martial artist instructor can do this, how do I take what I teach you on the mat to make you be able to apply it to your real life.
Yeah.
But it's not the punching, it's not the kicking, but it's the process of how we did everything to teach you. How do you take the process of what we taught you and put it into your real life and aspect of life?
And ironically, it's like if you have that mental discipline, you can almost talk your way out of not having to ever get to the physical part of it, because if you're mentally disciplined, you might know to walk away or how to talk somebody down. So it's just amazing to hear and see all that.
Yeah. So again, I also do a lot of personal protection workshops, like corporate personal protection stuff, and that's some of the things that we talk about. Is we go by the 3 Ps, which is like being prepared, being able to prevent, and then protection. Right. So a lot of times when you get to a situation where you have to protect yourself, you miss some cues and some things that may have gotten you to a safer place. Right. So one, you probably put yourself in a space that you probably shouldn't have been in. Maybe you're walking at night and you shouldn't be walking at night. Maybe you're on your phone, things like that. Maybe you're not paying attention to your surroundings, and all of a sudden, boom, something's in front of you. Now something's in front of you. How do you prevent the actual altercation from happening? What are the steps you got to do to be able to do that? So understanding how to train that and what that is, that takes thought. That takes a minute to kind of take a deep breath in. All right, what's the best strategy for me in this point before it escalates? Because once it escalates, now you're in a whole different space that you have to be able to manage as well. So again, as you said, as far as the mental side of it, there are different levels of, there's the preparation, being prepared. Am I prepared for what's coming for my day, right? I look at when we walk outside our house every day, it's like an orange. We're at the mercy of the world. But at any time in that day, something can throw us off and put us in a red space. That's in business, that's in life, and that's whenever. Then when it gets to black, that means we're in that, oh my gosh, now I gotta make this work. Because now we gotta survive, right? So where were we at in the orange space? How do we get to the red space? And what do we do to prevent getting to the black? But when you're in that space where it feels like you're in danger, your business is in danger, whatever, business, martial arts, whatever, when you feel you're in danger, how do you respond at that time? Because that's gonna bring you back to going back to be able to come out of your house in orange.
Orange is the new black lately.
Orange is the new black. Let's go.
I love it. I love it. Carlos, let's talk just a little bit more specifically about your business today and what you got going on there. Again, tell us a little bit about a couple of the programs, and I guess specifically it's probably the summer programs of the
yes. So again, as I said, we shifted to this summer camp program back in about 9 years ago. So 2000, I think it was 2016 or something like that. 2016, I think it was, yeah. I was inside Aspen Athletic Club for my martial arts program. And my kids were at an age where I needed to have a place for them to go for summer camp because I couldn't really just come and hang out in the fitness center.
Sure.
So as we're looking at trying to set up our summer camp program, I knew I couldn't really run it inside a fitness center because families were not going to want their kids being inside a gym all day. So I started looking for a space, and I found a space on Chapel Drive, the old Corky's Pool Hall back in the day. So I found that space. It was open for us. It was about 7,000 square feet. We were able to clean it out, open it up, and we were able to create our space for our summer camp.
That's awesome.
So one of the things I enjoy most about summer camp is, again, I have my own kids. So I was able to kind of craft the camp that I wanted my kids to feel safe in. So, we worked on our bullying systems and how to make sure we deal with bullying. We worked on social connection, make sure the kids are being socially connected and be able to make friends and relationships in the program.
Wow.
And then, we help kids kind of deal through emotions and some of the things that they be having a hard time with, how to help them deal with it, whether it be they lost a game or they didn't get the color and crayon that they want. Like, how do we talk them through those steps to understand, like, how to deal with their emotions better? So these are all things that I really wanted from my kids because I didn't want to send them to a space where they're just kind of just in an open space and people are just watching them and it's not really no structure or programming behind it. So that's kind of how we started the summer camp program. And then obviously naturally when you go into a summer camp program, parents need summer camp. Most of those parents probably need their kids to go to a place after school. So again, we start crafting our after school program to be that same type of mindset, that same type of programming. And that's kind of how we got into that. So now we're 9 years in. At one time I had 3 locations. I had to drop the one. I had one in Lafayette. It was too much on our team, so I was stretching a little too thin. So we have Liverpool and we have a place in Camillus area.
Wow.
So our Camillus area right now, our summer camp, we're pretty much sold out. We've been sold out since March, and then Liverpool we've been sold out since I believe end of April.
Wow.
So
that's incredible.
That's incredible.
That's such a neat thing. It's so needed, anybody who has kids. So what do you do with them in the summer?
Yeah, right. I do.
And, there's no shortage of, I guess, different options and programs, but then, which one is worthwhile and where do you trust to send your kid for
The biggest thing
considerable
again,
amount
we
of time.
try to train our team. We call our team we don't call our coaches. We don't call our staff counselors. We call them coaches.
Yeah.
Because we believe that they have an integral part of coaching these kids during the summer. Yeah. And ultimately, our team can have a great influence on them during the summer that will prepare them going into the school year. Right. So that's really why, I really enjoy it. And then going into the after school side of things, it was kind of like our martial arts program. Most martial arts programs, you come 2 times a week or 3 times a week. Right. And you're there for maybe 45 minutes those 2 times. Our after school program is 5 days a week.
Sure.
So we have 5 opportunities in 5 days to really help grow these kids and be a part of their success tree. Right. That kind of gives a little bit more opportunity than just our martial arts program.
Are there any major differences between this generation of kids as opposed to some of the past generations? Do you see a difference in anything?
Yes, tablets.
Yeah.
Tablets. And
distractions.
And I just think part of that distraction, it gives a false sense of how to socially communicate. Right, so I think social communication with kids is hard because they're on the tablets, and if they are communicating with someone, they're communicating through a tablet and not in real life. So I think that makes it challenging for them. In addition to just, I feel that kids don't understand well enough how to transition through their emotions. Right, and I think that's something that it's not something that they just grow into. It's something they have to be kind of taught. When you're feeling this way,
sure.
Let's talk about what you're feeling and let's find the right solution for it, and then kind of going that way. So I feel again, the way we train our coaches, the way we train our team, we look for those type of things, those type of moments to help kids kind of grow from.
Yeah.
And it's an ongoing thing.
Sure.
You see the success. Sometimes you'll have a kid that has taken like 10 steps forward, and then he has a moment, and it's like, well, imagine how that moment was 3 months ago. Imagine how that moment was 6 months ago, and we're able to get him back on track within a matter of time.
Sure.
Although he took 10 steps forward, he's taken maybe 3 steps back, but he's still 7 steps ahead of where he was. Right. So we're actually winning, and that is I think that's key to what we do.
Absolutely.
So yes, a little bit different.
That's incredible. I love to see that. Carlos, tell us where folks can find you, find more information. You have websites, things like that, Nate?
Yep. So our website is CT Champions MA. That's our martial arts website. And then our after school program is greatkids.com. And that's GR8KIDZ.com.
I love that name.
Yeah, and we use the term great kids. I was telling my staff when we had interviews, I like the term great kids because we want our kids to be great kids. What do great kids do? Great kids make great choices, right? Great kids become great leaders. So that's kind of like our mantra through our whole program is that we want our kids to be able to make great choices. When they're making great choices, they're making the right decisions. When they're making the right decisions, everybody wins. And I always look at, sometimes I share, every choice has a consequence and a destination. So if you make a bad choice, you're going to have a destination for that bad choice. But if you make a great choice, your destination is going to be a lot better, right? So it's kind of like one of those things that we try to work through with the kids, just teach them understanding that. And then like our team, same thing. We want our coaches coming in that have that mindset of, I want to be a part of this kid's life, and I want to try to make them as best as I possibly can.
We can't get you out of here without one Chuck Norris story or
All right, I'll give you a Chuck Norris story. So it was really cool. One, it was kind of cool to have have a check signed by Chuck Norris, right?
Hell
yes. I
yes.
can say I have that. So I have that still. I have it framed. Have it in frame. And then, my name is Carlos.
Yes.
So I was always was able to kind of chuckle back with him that his name is Carlos too, because Chuck, Charles, that's all kind of the same.
Right.
That was kind of like one of our little banters back and forth, but it was really cool.
That's awesome.
It was a great opportunity. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That is so awesome.
That's great. This is the closest I'll get to meeting Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
No, it was a good time. It was great. I've had a great journey, and I'm excited to be able to keep the journey going and keep impacting lives.
That's great, man. We absolutely love to hear it. It's a great story. One of the things that I find really interesting is there's so many different options for things to do, and there's ranging from sort of daycare where after school your kids just go and play with other kids to other places that genuinely try to help with homework and they got some good programs. But these sort of martial arts programs like that you have and I think hopefully people offer in different parts of the country all over the place. Just what you talk about genuinely trying to help and develop these kids in the time that, I was watching cartoons after school in those hours. So, a lot of these skills that we're talking about, you're trying to impress upon kids. There's a lot of adults that at no point got those skills. So
That's right.
I love seeing this and I love what you're doing. It's just a great mission and And clearly you enjoy it, which
I do. I have
That'd be the best part of a
passion
business,
for
right?
it. Again, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. We have an amazing opportunity as far as the team goes and myself to impact. So we always talk about changing the world for our kids. But what if we can change our kids for the world?
There you go.
Right?
Sure.
What if we can change how our kids are in the world, which would make the world better,
There it
as
is.
opposed to trying to change the world to fit our kids. And that's some of my approach that I kind of look at it and I try to take it to.
That's awesome. I mean, that is
I love it, man.
such an important thing, and you're out there on the front lines doing it.
We're trying.
And I thank you
Definitely.
for that. I'm a father, so I have a new appreciation for raising good kids and protecting those kids and teaching them what's right and wrong. And there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world, so much appreciation from us to you, man.
I appreciate
Well,
that. Thank
he also sees the value beyond your own kids. It used to be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I want to get, but reality is I want my kids to be safe. That means I want all of the other young people running around the world
Well-
to not be dirtbags too.
Well, not only that, but there's a huge aspect of learning how to overcome adversity. Like we can't teach these kids we're gonna keep you away from all adversity. In my eyes, it's like no, we can't control the adversity, but we can teach you how to overcome it,
How to
better.
navigate things.
That
You
is
know,
so
and
important.
I
Yes.
feel like that's the key, and that's what
Yes.
you're doing.
That
So
is so
thank you.
important. Thank you.
Carlos, my friend, thank you again for joining Good News York. This has
Man,
been a
I
blast.
appreciate it.
You
I
can
think
come
that
back
I'm-
anytime.
Awesome.
Anytime.
I'd love to.
Honestly.
Eddie. This is awesome, man.
Yeah.
I
Danny's the
appreciate
man.
it.
Danny came through.
Yeah, Danny's the man.
That's why we let him run the show. He really knows what's up. But thank you, man. And we will be back with some more Good News York in a few minutes.
Let's do it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, welcome back to Good News York, sponsored by Ads on the Go. Get adsonthego.com. I'm Mike Brindisi, joined by the man, the master, our sensei, our what was the
Grand Poobah.
Poobah? That's it. Yeah. The Grand Poobah, Mr. Matt Mazer. What's up, buddy?
Ads on the go.
Ads on the go. Are we writing a jingle?
Right now.
Okay.
Ads on the go.
Let's go.
You should pay extra for that. I'm just kidding. We love you, Zach. It's Tuesday Newsday.
It is Tuesday Newsday. Great interview, by the way, with Carlos.
Carlos
I feel like
is
extra
the
inspired.
fucking man.
I feel extra inspired.
He's one of those dudes. One of the reasons I love Carlos so much is he's one of those dudes that every time I talk to him, I just get more and more impressed, and he's
Yeah, I
got
know.
more great stories, and it's just like
I know.
he's just like a genuinely great human.
And he really is disciplined mentally, like he talked about. Because I tried to get him to throat chop Danny on the way out, and he's like, that would not be right.
Yeah.
But anyway, Tuesday Newsday. I want to give a little local love to a young man, Jamesville
weird.
DeWitt. That did sound weird. James. I desperately want to make love to a woman or a man. What is that? For Dumb and Dumber. Anyway, the day that Jamesville DeWitt senior golfer Jackson Cerrone became the first Section 3 boys golfer to win the state championship since 2013, dude. He crushed the field at Mill Creek Golf Club in Churchville. He had, I want to see if you remember this now. He posted 12 birdies and just 2 bogeys in 2 days of play. I want to test you on your lack of knowledge.
Are those like Pokemon?
Yeah. Yep. You got it. Moving on.
Do you think we should invite him in and give him one of my clubs?
One. How about you?
Or
have
a bag?
6
Should we give him a
bags?
bag? You think he needs another bag of clubs?
See which one he likes the most. See which
We'll
one's
give
the
him one
best
of the ones
club.
that doesn't have a rip in it.
Wait, dude. He could build you a set out of all those 6 sets.
Yeah.
He'll hit every club and he'll go, okay, you want this one, this one, this one, and this one. And that's how
For those not following along, I bought way too many golf clubs recently.
And I picked them up
And
in Corning.
we still haven't figured out what to do with them exactly. I genuinely want to go to the driving range with you guys.
I genuinely would love that. My clubs are in my car all the time.
Can we? We got to record all day today, but
Not today. Not tomorrow. Next week.
one of these days soon, when it's not raining, we're gonna
Good luck.
pile in your Volkswagen and go golfing.
All right.
Not golfing, but driving.
Don't threaten me with a good
Go
time.
driving.
You're not you when you're hungry. And Buffalo Bills Josh Allen is here to help. My boy, Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills, is now sponsored by Snickers. Isn't that exciting?
Now you can eat them with no guilt.
You can eat them with no guilt because if you eat them, apparently you can hurtle over fucking NFL players.
Are they going to put the Snickers logo on his Bills
That is
jersey?
a great question, and I think that would look bad. That's a
They
great
should
logo.
do that like NASCAR drivers do.
You're absolutely right.
When we cover football players in ads.
You know what? Honestly, that's coming. I think that I'm not even kidding you. I've heard grumblings of like superimposing ads on players' jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Like CG. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So think about that. All right, let's get real nerdy for a second.
Nerd it
if
up.
you were to do something like that, you could do multiple things. One, you could do unique ad placement, which means
100%.
if I'm watching the game and you're watching the game, there's a different sponsor on the fucking player's back.
Yep.
How wild would that be? And also it could be time limited. So in the live feed, it could be sponsored by Target, and in the recording, it could be Walmart.
Dude.
Like, that would be wild.
I always claim that you are always 3 steps ahead of everybody, and you are again, because that's exactly what's going on. I caught it during the Stanley Cup Finals are on right now, for in hockey. It's hockey.
Okay.
And what I noticed is
I thought you actually was talking about soccer.
Like,
I'm glad you clarified.
when they would cut in between, when they would blow the whistle and play was dead.
Yeah.
And they would show like the players skating around, and I'm like, what the hell? All the ads on the boards are different. And then they would fire back up. So what they did is they have ads that are inside the arena that the eyeballs inside the arena are going to see, and then the ads on television are superimposed.
Oh, they just cover the
Right.
local.
Exactly. So
That's
in other words,
wild.
you probably pay a okay amount, like to have your ad in
I
the
feel
arena.
like they're getting screwed by that.
Well, I mean, I think if you pay the big bucks, you get the national television eyeballs.
Well, here's the thing. Like recently,
Makes sense to
Danny
me.
and I were in a bar, and the Syracuse Mets game was on the national, the baseball channel. And I recognized all these local companies whose ads, their billboards are on the thing at the stadium. And I was like, wow, that's cool. These local companies are getting this massive exposure. I would be pissed if I was that local company supporting my local team. And,
But you're getting the eyeballs of the people at the game,
No, I
which
get
is
that.
whatever 50,000 people,
I
whatever
get
it is.
that, but it's-
so you're paying for 50,000 eyeballs. Where
it's another one of those things where they've created another fee, another level of something
course.
that used to always be part of the deal.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
It's
I'm not
the,
arguing with you. I'm just
It's the what are they? There's a word for that. There's like the incrapification. Is that what they call it?
incrapification. That is what it's
It
called.
is,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's where they
where it's not just the
inundate you
price
with
gets
crap.
better, but the product gets crappier.
Yeah. You know what pisses me off too is like we used to have like one of the major cable services. I don't anymore. And what I hated was
Now you got one of the
there were
minor
like
ones?
3 or 4 channels I wanted that were in the next tier. But in order to get those 3 or 4 channels, you got to buy the next tier and get the whole of all the shit you don't want.
Are you complaining about cable? This
think
is the most boomer conversation that's ever happened on this show.
I'm 67. I never told you.
That makes sense.
It pisses me off. That was kind of a boomer complaint, but whatever. Do you watch Stranger
Talk
Things?
about his cable package.
No,
Podcast airing in
no,
1997.
I don't have it anymore. I'm saying back in the anyway. Stranger Things, Andy Mack. Have you ever heard of either of those shows?
No, I've never heard of Stranger Things.
Okay, well, I'm just fucking making sure. I don't want to sound like a boomer. Which, ironically, I wouldn't because it's a newer show. Well, anyway, it turns out, according to staff at Vicky's, Mazzarazzo ordered... According to the staff at Vicky's, which is, I guess, an ice cream shop somewhere. Yeah. Some stars from Stranger Things and Andy Mack were at their place of business eating ice cream, and they met some fans, and they took some pictures.
Had themselves a little treat, eh?
They had themselves a little treat. So that's just kind of a little interesting thing. I'll throw up the photo in post.
They're in town shooting a movie.
Yeah, they're working with American High, and they were in town, so they went and got some ice cream. And
It was nice of them.
It was nice, and I thought that kind of a lame story, but
It's pretty cool that we
celebrities
can
in
bring
town.
some celebrities to town and bring some great focus and business to local businesses.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't have that if you didn't have a local movie studio in your town.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the point. Is like, is it a lame story? Yeah, I just said, hey, some guys from TV shows were here. But
It's a
if you
great
think about
story.
it, it's a great story because, that's the kind of vibe you get in New York City or L.A. where you say, oh my gosh, I was at the ice cream store and I met a couple celebrities. You used to not get that around
And also,
here.
let's
and now you
let's
do.
be honest. Like of all the celebrities, a lot of celebrities are kind of jerks.
Mm-hmm.
That kid is known for being just a genuinely good person.
I agree.
And it's nice to have him around town.
Yeah, eating some ice
We
cream.
love to see it. Enjoy it. We got great
Speaking
ice cream here.
Of
Central New York.
celebrities. I don't know if you've heard about. Have you heard of a little controversy?
I haven't
around,
heard anything.
Luke Bryan, the singer Luke Bryan. He's a country singer.
Is he like a huge douchebag?
Well, if he wasn't, he is now because he kind of made a comment. He was performing in Bethel, New York, which is basically the old
home of Woodstock.
Woodstock, yeah. And he is quoted as saying, "This upstate New York venue is so rural, there ain't shit here." Actually, the quote is, "This is like my 8th time here, I believe, and you know what I always forget? There ain't shit here. This is the countryest ass venue that I play," which I feel like in that world is kind of a compliment, but people have not responded well to it. But here's my argument. Mm-hmm. Bethel, New York is not upstate. Danny, I got a New York State map there. Can you throw it up? And this is what I wanted to do. I want to turn this into a bit where I want to ask people, and there's no right or wrong answer.
I feel like we've discussed this on this show.
No, but now we're going to do a visual.
All right.
I want you to show me the line where you think upstate starts and ends. I want to take this out on the street because everybody has their own version. If you ask anybody from the city, they go, "Oh, well, yeah, not Plattsburgh. What do you call it? Newburgh is upstate, or Woodstock is upstate." And you ask people up here, and we go, "That's not upstate." So if you were to draw some sort of line, I'll go first.
All right.
I'll go first. Danny, go to the wide shot, I guess. In my eyes, I feel it begins and ends with Albany. I think.
What?
Listen to me. I think anything north,
That's ludicrous.
west, east, and southwest of Albany is upstate. So this would be this line right here. I say, bam.
That's wild.
That's to me is upstate. Anything to the left of that, to the left of this, that's upstate.
That's wild. The line is Poughkeepsie, bro.
The line is Poughkeepsie?
The line is Poughkeepsie, which you probably can't even see because it's below the table because
Okay.
it's fucking downstate.
So then you are one of those. You are one of those.
Everything north of Poughkeepsie is upstate. Everything south of Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie?
Poughkeepsie
That's fair.
is downstate.
You know, I could argue you're right because the Metro North I used to take into the city all the time, and the absolute first and last stop is in Poughkeepsie. That's where it begins.
That's what I'm
I don't
saying.
know. So I find that fascinating.
That being said, here at Good News York, we love our friends and our family, our mutual New York family, upstate, downstate.
Yeah, I love
to
all
the
of
tip
it,
of Long
Steve, but-
Island to the top of the Adirondacks,
It's just interesting to me.
even out to Buffalo.
Like when you travel outside of New York
Usually.
State and you meet someone that you go, "Where are you from?" "I'm from New York." "Oh my God, the city? Have you ever been to the Twin Tower?" No. We're way north of that.
See, but let's be honest. Let's be completely honest. In full disclosure,
All right, 3 times.
we all use this both ways.
Oh, of
Depending
course
on where we are and where we're traveling, we are totally okay when we say we're from New York that people think it's the city.
I think so. Yeah, you feel kind of cool.
We all use that to our advantage.
We're like, yeah, you know.
It depends what.
Deal.
If you want to, if it's like
taxi.
you want a "don't fuck with me" vibe, you're definitely gonna,
Yeah,
you want
see, I
people to
can't
think
do
you're
that
from
with
the city.
Ithaca. You know, like, hey, don't fuck with me. I'm from the mean street.
Yo,
of Ithaca.
I'm a New Yorker.
I'm a New Yorker. Don't
That was
bust
the
my
worst.
balls.
If
I'm
you
trying
don't
to-
ever do that was the worst fake New York accent ever. If you do that, you will get your ass kicked. Don't
Hey,
do
I'm
what I just
getting
did.
coffee. I'm getting coffee.
Walk in here.
My mom's from the Bronx, and my dad was from the Utica. So I growing up got a little like I went to my
you
first
were-
Yankee and Rangers game, but I also went to my first Bills game. So I had like a little bit of both.
The most
Hybrid.
Italian you could possibly be.
My dad's 100%. My mom is no Italian, so I'm 50%.
Really?
50% Italian. I don't look it. I got one last thing because this is fucking mind blowing.
Oh,
So there's this great documentary on Netflix about Osama bin Laden.
oh,
don't know
I
if
didn't
you've heard
know
about
it was
it.
going this way. Okay.
No, I know. And it is 3 episodes. Amazing. We get to the end of the
I
episode.
bet I know how it ends.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. I found out the Titanic sunk before I saw the movie. It sucked. But my point is, you watch the end of the movie where they go in on this compound where they found
Yeah.
Osama bin Laden, right? They kill him. Afterwards, they demolish the compound, and now
Yeah, fuck that place.
I went and I looked on Google Maps or Apple Maps, whatever, and I found
giant middle finger?
It's no close. It's listed as the Osama bin Laden compound, and then you zoom down, you can see people go there. I looked up videos. People go there and they get pictures. It's a historical site, right?
Okay.
But that's not what I want to talk about. Danny, throw it up here.
Oh, dear.
This is fucking
There's a
real,
visual.
dude. I'm saying the F word.
I can only imagine.
Look around the corner. What does that say?
I don't know. What am I looking at? Osama bin Laden's pizza.
I swear to God, dude, I thought it was a joke. Click on it, Danny. There's reviews. They're only 67% in positive. They got pictures of pizza.
It's a real pizzeria.
Dude, there's a fucking Osama bin Laden pizzeria.
Listen.
Is this...
Listen.
I
There is nothing more red, white, and blue than a fucking pizza shop at the site of a dead terrorist.
But they hate America.
God bless America.
Not
Clearly, we won.
I think
That's better than flying an American flag right there.
But can you click, Danny, is there a menu? Like, can you click on...
Is there a menu?
There's reviews. Like, what do? Go in and be like, I'll take the bomber. You know what I mean? Like, give me the dynamite vest.
Listen, I'm personally just shocked the fact that they can get pizza in the Middle East, which I guess maybe is stupid of me. They can probably get every
That's
type
the
of
thing,
food,
is
just
I'm
like we can get every type of
order it?
food. But
Can we
like,
order it and have it sent here? That's
we're
dangerous.
gonna have it shipped.
That's dangerous.
That's
But how is that possible? First of all, the fact that there's pizza in Pakistan, maybe that speaks to my ignorance.
That's what I just.
But that's wild. But the fact that it's called Osama bin Laden's pizza, like, what are we?
Look at the free press they're getting. They're fucking brilliant.
It worked. I just plugged them.
That guy fucked up their whole town, and at least they can do is sell a couple slices on his
Well-
dead ass.
They killed him. So let's open a pizza place around the corner.
It's how many stupid Americans want to come come look at the pile of rubble here? You better believe we'll sell them pizza while they're around.
There it is. That's what it is, isn't it?
It's a straight up
They're
tourist
like,
trap.
oh, they're going to bring Americans here to...
And good for them.
Crazy.
Because again,
What a time to be alive.
there's nothing I'd rather enjoy while looking at the
If I'm
spot
gonna
where the
go-
world's most notorious terrorist perished than, a slice of pepperoni.
What's your move, though? Do you go to the pizza place first and bring it over and eat it while you're at the place?
I don't know.
Or do you go and sit
That's
down?
what I'm wondering.
Check it out. Go
Because,
on-
normally you go to a historic site, you want to disrespect it, but there, fuck the place. So, like,
Yeah, right.
wipe your hands on the wall and shit. Or I guess there's no walls. But,
It's crazy to me. The fact that there's a web...
that was a wild story, bro.
Yeah.
Where do you find this shit?
On my couch. I was because they were like, oh, yeah.
It's in the cushions.
At the end of the movie, they're like, now people go and they,
Oh, that's right. This started with the documentary.
Yeah. They go to this site. So I was just curious. I was like, I wonder if I can find the site. And I found it on YouTube, and there's people standing there, and then I was like, oh, let me see if it's on Google Maps. And as I zoom in, I see obviously the compound as a historical site, and I'm like, Osama bin Laden's pizza.
I'm just
This
surprised
cannot
it's not
be real, dude.
I'm just surprised it's not a Domino's.
It's not a Domino's. It's not a Domino's, and it's not a Subway, and it's a pizza place, and the pizza looked good. I have so many questions. What does it taste like?
Incredible.
Do they serve Americans? Because we're not well liked in parts there.
I'm telling you, that's who it's made for. Westerners, maybe not specifically Americans, but literally, like, if that's a tourist site, who the fuck, locals aren't going to see that. Like, you want to go see where Uncle got blown up?
That's what I'm
Who
saying.
the fuck?
Like the idea of it
It's
being
clearly a westernized tourist location.
just wild. Osama bin Laden's pizza.
Hey,
That's their Times Square, man.
just goes to show you try to topple capitalism, and we will put a fucking pizzeria on your grave.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was Tuesday Newsday here on
God
Good
bless
News York, sponsored by Ads on the Go. God bless America.
It was weird.
I know.
How did it get weird?
I don't know. We'll be back tomorrow. I won't be here tomorrow.
hope
You're going to be
so.
flying solo with some great guests.
Well, seriously?
No, I didn't.
Did I
tell
know
you.
that?
Whoops.
Was I
We'll talk
supposed to
about
know
it
that?
over there.
What day is tomorrow?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. You're
for
not going to be
creative
here
concerts, and I'm not going to be here. I've got
all day?
my kids have concerts. They're performing, and the goddamn school put it at 10 a.m. and 12:30. So
I do remember talking
who's
about
gonna?
this.
Why would you do that to people? Like, how am I without taking a day off? Now I have to take a day off, and I love my kids. That's the thing. I want to be there, but really, whatever happened to night concerts when we were right? All the concerts
My
were
kids
at
had
night.
one just recently.
Damn it.
But at the same time, they will have some sort of event in midday, so I can't even, it's weird. I agree.
I wish I could show up with Osama bin Laden's pizza for everybody.
Jesus Christ. You'd be real popular at the
Real popular.
the local school.
Can you imagine?
Get thrown. Why'd you get thrown out of the PTA? Well, I threw a pizza party with Osama
Honestly,
bin Laden's pizza.
In Ithaca, I might not get thrown.
Well,
but that's
how progressive of you. But,
yeah, real progressive.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Put little dip cups of patchouli, and you'll definitely be cool.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
We should go before we get thrown off.
Yeah.
All right.
Canceled.
Bye.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
Peace out.